The sounds greet you at first, muffled metallic pangs, a voice howling. It's difficult to make anything out with the wind rushing past your ears, but you'd know that tune anywhere. There's a fight up ahead, but a fight means people, and if there are people, then the town must be close. You hear more, a scream, a crash of steel against stone, a deep, earthly growl. You're running now. Your legs are wasted from the hike, your shoulders ache from your gear, but the sounds are close now, and up ahead you see a gauzy orange light looming in the air. With one last push, you round the final bend in the trail, and you see it. Frosthaven, engulfed in flame. Great petals of fire burst from windows and crawl over roofs. People stream from the town's ruined gate, their faces bent in panic. A moment later, you see the object of their terror, a massive creature with 2 legs and 2 hulking arms, covered entirely in thick white fur, 3 gnarled horns crowning its head. "Algox raiders, we're doomed!" cries an elderly porter beside you. "They're stronger than anything else alive. We've come all this way for nothing." As if to prove the point, the Algox you've been watching catches a fleeing outposter with one hand and hurls him backward, as if he weighed nothing. 10 days you've been hiking. 10 days, and this is what you find. You breathe out a thick plume of foggy air and hoist your weapon high. Time to get to work. Hello friends, welcome back for some more Frosthaven. So we've just made it through the Imperial Mountains and the Frozen Pass west of Frosthaven, and now we're out at the Western Gate, or Gate E here, in the outpost, to find that Algox are attacking, raiding Frosthaven, and it's on fire. So we need to stop that, of course. I've made up my mind on which 3 are going, and I think I had said that I was going to kind of switch it up on the first 2, but I'm going to just continue as per the story says. You know, we are the ones going through the mountain pass. So we are the ones that are going to go into, Helene, Skuld, and Hel are the ones that will be going into the fight at Scenario 1. So I'm thinking that the other 3 that are unnamed in the box still, we'll be seeing them probably in the next scenario, but we'll see how the story continues. And make I guess a judgment call from there. But they're probably inside of Frosthaven fighting as well. We just don't see them yet, as per the story. Anyway, that doesn't really matter at this moment. Instead, what we are going to be doing is facing off. We have here the Algox Guard. Can take a bit of a closer look here, actually. The Algox Guard, an Algox Archer, and a Priest, the dreaded Priests. I think they were called something else in Gloomhaven. They weren't called Priests. I don't think so. Not that there were Algox at all, but there's also a City Guard, and the City Guards are allies. We need to, I assume we should be trying to keep them alive. And they're the only ones that have a special rule in this scenario, and that is that all city guards are allies to you and enemies to all other monster types. City guards do not perform turns, but instead gain an additional innate 1 shield and 2 retaliate, and have an initiative of 50 for the purpose of focusing. So we can use that to our benefit. Since this is level 2, again, they are coming in at level 2, at least for the normals. That means he's going to be having a 2 shield and 2 retaliation with 7 health, and nothing else really matters for them. Here is our initiative track. I did find it kind of useful for me to just keep on track of who's going and when, but I remembered how I did it before, and how I actually did it was I took all of their cards, the monster ability cards, and my ability cards, and I actually made my own initiative track on the side using the cards. Maybe I'll go back to that. I'm just going to continue using this because it's available, and it's kind of the way that the game's intending to do it. So, yeah. So we'll play with that for now, and if I decide to change it up later, then I'll change it up. But nothing else for special rules, or nope. That is all. Okay. Just as a quick little thing here, this is what's in the loot deck. We've got some fairly equal chances for gold and wood. So we have Hell wants to be finding some wood, so we should try to let her do a lot of looting this time. However, there are some, I think that was called rock root, and I totally blanking on what this one is called. But there is some stuff in there, some herbs, I guess is what we're calling them. And Skald wants those. So I guess we'll see how it works. Actually, Hell does now have a loot card, and also Helene got her loot card back. Pincer movement. Those were in the cards that we weren't allowed to use in the introduction scenario 0 as the special rules. And I kept saying I'll get to it, and then I never did. Never talked about it at all. So anyway, everything's set up. I think that's it for the setup discussion. It's just a matter of starting the round 1 and getting into the action. So let's do that. Let's start round 1 and see how we're going to deal with this. I think I'm going to try to kill this pretty quickly. However, at level 2, I guess I will give a little bit more information here. Level 2, the archers and the guards, the normals anyway, are doing some pretty near the same amount of damage. So I don't have to worry too much about them yet. It's just that they have a lot of health, but 10 and 7 to get through isn't that bad, honestly. The Algox priest, on the other hand, is an elite, so we're going to have to deal with some shield for them. And they attack with Pierce. No, I don't think that's really going to be all that scary for this. The Banner Spear does have some ways of getting some shields, but this heater shield will definitely use before we get in touch with the priest. Yeah, I'm really blanking on what they used to be called, but I don't think they were priests in Gloomhaven. Okay, well, anyway, let's get into round 1 of scenario 1. So I totally forgot about battle goals. So this is the one we're going with for Helene. Closer, she needs to kill the last enemy to die in this scenario. She needs to kill the last one. As for Skald, man, one day. As for Skald, I'm choosing to go slow with him. Forgot about saying that. And he's a rambler. End no more than 3 of your turns in a hex in which you started the turn, except when long resting. So he needs to be moving constantly. I think the best way to go about that is if I do that, then I need to put one of his character tokens on there. He doesn't use them for anything else, so I think that's the best way to do it. But I just need to keep him moving, and I won't really have to worry about anything else there. And pacifist for hell, just kill 3 or fewer enemies. That might be tough, but I don't necessarily think of her as a closer anyway, maybe a softener, but she does have a couple pretty big attacks. That said, they've got a lot of health, so I'm not too worried about it. I think it'll happen. So don't kill a lot of enemies for hell. Helene, kill the last enemy, and Rambler for Skuld. I mean, that fits him anyway. A Quattral Blink Blade. Don't stop moving. Okay, we're all set up. So I've made up my mind here. I don't really like the table talk version. I have to spend time thinking about what I want to say instead of just saying what I want to say. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I'm not going to show the cards. I'm just going to kind of show exactly what I'm planning on doing. And then, of course, Frosthaven will find a way to screw up my plans anyway. So Helene will be going at 21 earlier and running around here 1, 2, 3 to make an attack, a ranged attack against the archer back there. We'll see what the guard is doing, and maybe I'll just focus attacks on that instead, but still going to make my way around here so that we can well, I don't want to see that guard die too quickly, but I think he's going to be okay due to the special rules. City guards just not doing anything. And then we have at 54, Skuld is going to run up to here or here, wherever, and make an attack against that big boy there, the guard, with Twin Strike, stab, stab, use the poison dagger. It's not a big attack, but because the poison dagger, maybe the second attack will be substantial. And then going much later at 82 is Hell, who's going to place a shadow, run up to that shadow, and then make a melee attack against that guy. So maybe I will focus fire on that guy, depending the Algox guard, depending on what he's doing. So let's take a see what they're doing. Archer is going 44 with calculated strike. That means right here, the guard is going 30 with a hasty assault, less damage, so that's not too bad. That one is more damage. It's unfortunate, but it's just going to be what it is. Hasty assault 30 for the guard, which is not all the way up there, but right there. And then finally, the priest is going even earlier and cursing, son of a... Well, we don't have to worry about that because it's going to be cursing this guy over here. However, it is going to be... It might be moving. We'll see how it happens, but it's a pretty light attack, so I'm not too worried about that. The priest is going first. So there's the initiative order. Let's see how this all plays out. So Angry Hex for the let's see here, for the priest. So it has a movement of 3. And it wants to make, it's focusing on the the guard here first, and now it wants to see, can I make a second attack because it has a target of 2. So can I make a second attack against another target at a range of 3? So it could go here and then 1, 2, 3. So it can make an attack against 2 different targets. Oh man. Cards on a table are my weakness. So it has a movement of, let's see here, 3. It has plenty of movement to move onto the log. I believe the log is just difficult movement. So yeah, this, however, is rubble or debris. Debris, and we can't move through that one. So, oh man, and he's going to be cursing. Who's he going to be cursing? Well, 1, 2, 3, the banner spear. Let's see who, I think the focus first and then the banner spear? Or does it go in order of initiative? Okay, I'm not actually seeing, I can see if it has an additional focus, additional foci, but it doesn't say, no. And then the monster attacks, no, it doesn't say that either. It doesn't say in which it lists. So I'm going to go in order of initiative then. First, it will be the banner spear, and then it will be the city guard. So banner spear first is a +1. That's unfortunate, but let's see here. It's a -1 already, and then we have to gain a curse. So I'll have to dig out a curse really quickly. There's a curse. That will get shuffled into the deck of Helene. Oh man. This is the one thing that I feel like I really enjoy about digital, is that the shuffling. Or even having sleeved cards, because then it's pretty simple to shuffle. But I'm a really bad shuffler, and I'm really great at putting those right on top. So that was the first attack. That's a -1, a +1, so that's 3 damage. When you suffer damage from an attack, gain 1 for the attack. I don't have to use this because it doesn't say. It does, doesn't it? When you suffer damage, gain 1 for the attack. But it doesn't say on your next. It just says when you suffer damage. All right. So my apologies. I mean, I guess you didn't see what I just went through, but I wanted to make sure that I did not need to use the heater shield, because I know that some things changed in Frosthaven, but I'm on the impression that the heater shield has not changed, so I do not need to use it right away. However, it still did 3 -1 +1, so 3 damage to her. Now she's at from 10 to 7. That's not a good place to be because, well, the guard is about to go after her. So then, of course, it's going to attack, and it's a -1. It has shield, it has pierce 2. Oh man, that's a good thing to understand here. It has pierce 2. Well, it just did 3 -1, and then -1 from the deck. I'll put that over there. So that's 1, but has a shield, a pierce of 2, and this has 2. So it gets through all of the guard's shield. So he's going to take some damage. What number are you? 3. And now priest is done. What did I say? I mean, the Frosthaven truly finds a way to just screw you over. Okay. Now do we focus on that instead? of the archer. Now maybe I can just try to go after the guard instead, like focus fire on the guard. The Algox guard is still going to go. The archer is going to go. And I have 4 movement. I kind of want to make an attack against. Oh, never mind. Here, check this out. This is when choosing cards and pulling an audible is important. I have tip of the spear. I had that move 4, and I was planning on using the move 4 to go 1, 2, 3, and then make the attack over here. Maybe it's a good time to do this. So now that this guy is standing where he is, tip of the spear looks really good. So I'm going to use this javelin just as a move 2, but I'm going to move up to here. Look at that tip of the spear. That was my initial thought, was maybe I can use tip of the spear either here or here. And then I thought, well, that move 4 would get me moving pretty far. Let's use it and go through both of them with an attack of 3, pierce 3. They're going to be sorry about that. Of course, I'm cursed, so we could pull that. Yeah, we could. So that does give 1 experience. I'm just going to do that now before I forget. We'll make the attack. I'm going to make the attack first against the guard, and then against the priest here. So guard first, a -1. That's not a good start. But I guess it's better than I'm not going to say it yet. That is 2 damage onto the guard, number 4. And then the priest, a +1. That's what you get for messing with me. With a pierce of 3 and an attack of 3. So 4 damage onto that priest, number 6. 4 out of 5 damage already. Oh, sorry, 4 out of 9. So we need 5 more damage to kill that priest. And we do have ways of getting through shield with somebody else. We'll see how that happens. Next is that guard. Guard does not have to move, and he's going to make an attack of -1. So a normal guard has an attack of 3, -1. And he misses. Big whiff. Well done, sir. Thank you very much. Or madam. I guess we won't be able to tell from without knowing them too well. All right. Next, the archer. Just going to pull 1 to get ready. We are not going to flip it yet. It's a +1 with a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it does have to move first. It has a movement of 2, -1. So we'll see it. Ooh, I don't think it's gonna. There, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it is in range of Helene, the banner spear. Hard to see behind that Algox guard, but yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. A +0 with a +1. That's 4 damage. In this case, I will use that heater shield to drop that down to a 3. So now she's down to 4 health already. Yikes. Okay. Calculated strike. There's the +0. City guard has nothing to do. I'm really glad that he's just standing back there now. He's not going to be doing much. Let's see. So we have the Quattro Skuld up next. I feel like focusing on well, I don't have a whole lot of movement. No. So I can't get, oh no, I do. I'm over here. Yeah, really, really hard to see you, buddy. Once we kill that Algox, we'll be a little bit better with this camera angle. We've got Overdrive and Twin Strike. Overdrive I'm just going to be using for the default move 2, and we'll move 1, 2. So now we're adjacent to that pesky priest, and I'm going to focus fire on him with Twin Strike. Because I'm going slow, it's an attack of 2 minus 1, so 1. And that's going to be followed by an attack of 3 minus 1, so 2. But I'm going to use the poison dagger for that first attack. And that's going to make it a 2. So let's see what I get for that first attack against the priest. A +1. So that's an attack of 3. He has a shield of 2, so that's only 1 damage. But now he's up to 5. And he's also poisoned, which means that when we make any further attacks against him, he's going to take 1 more damage. Let's see what we can do for attack number 2. Yikes. That's a -1. 3 minus 1 minus 1. +1 did not get through. Son of a, yeah, did not get through that damage, or that shield. 3, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Now he's poisoned. Darn. Super darn. Okay. Can she do it? First, we're going to use Call to the Abyss. For the bottom ability, place 1 in a hex, 2 away. This one, unfortunately, is not going to be able to get there. Because I can only place it here, here, or there. But the other card is Shadow Step. Move 3, this movement must end in a hex with a shadow. And since I can only put 1 here or here, let's put it back there so she's not out in front. And then we'll use Shadow Step to move 3. And then make an attack of 3 against that Algox guard. 3. Jeez, -1. So that's 2 more damage onto the Algox guard. So first round of damage has been dealt. Ouch, that's pretty painful. We have 4 health for Helene, and the guard has -1 health, and then back here, that Algox guard has 4 damage out of the 10, and then our priest, Algox priest, has 5 damage out of 9 and is poisoned. So that poison basically gets rid of one of those shields. That's kind of how I like to think about that. So that's it for round 1. Let's see how much pain and suffering we can get into in round 2. Before that, let's go fast with Skuld. Okay, first we're going to be putting Banner Spear is going first because I've got some interesting things that I want to do, and it depends on what you're going to hear me say that a lot. It depends on what they're doing. Of course, everything depends on what they're doing, but we're going at 15, and I want to put some shield out to help with incoming range attacks, unless the range attack looks pretty disgusting. And then we're going to use an interesting attack against the guard there to disarm him. We're not going to be moving then. And then it will be 17, the Blink Blade Scald. I've got an advantage attack that can target both of them, the priest and the guard. So let's definitely do that because we're going fast. And then I move 2 after that just to maybe we can pick up some loot. 50, I am assuming we can make the choice if the city guard's going to be higher or lower 50. I don't think it really matters in this case, but we're going to put it like that. And she is going to poison and then make a ranged attack, a melee attack against. I guess I'm hoping what's going to happen is the guard is dead and potentially the priest. If not, then she's kind of stuck back here because I want to 1, 2, 3 and then poison the archer out here. I need someone to get in the face of the archer. Let's see what everybody else is doing before we make any more judgments, though. Archer is going 64 with a +1 at range 5, and that icon there means that we will reshuffle after. The guard, at the moment, what that means is it will be attacking either, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be attacking the banner spear if nobody else gets in front. That +1 scares me because she only has 4 health left and 2 shield is not going to be enough if they pull a ×2 or a +2. So that means I'm not going to use that shield and we're going to move away. Venom Shiv for the guard. So let's see, Archer is going at 64. Guard is going at 15, which is the same, so it will follow. That means we don't have to worry about that, that attack with poison. It will shield up after, though. And finally, the priest. Come on, 8. And it's going to disarm. Okay. Okay. This is what I mean, guys. Frosthaven finds a way to truly screw up your world. Well, that means that Drain Strength, that's going first. And it's going to be attacking the freaking Blink Blade Scald, who was going to be making the most important attack of all. Okay, great. It's going to back up and then make the attack against him. Where's their deck? Back there. That's a 0 on a -1. And, sorry, 0 on a -1. 3 attack. -1 is 2, so he's going to... Oh, that's right. He has the leather armor. I'm going to draw again. It says, you know, when you're attacked, drawing before drawing the attack modifier, but I would have done it if I saw it. So, yeah, a +0 or a +0. So that goes away, and he takes 2 damage, and he's disarmed. Yeah, disarmed. Man, that is super unfortunate. Okay, so let's focus fire, I guess, on you, on the guard. I'm going to wait to use this let's make that attack first. That's an attack of 3 with a disarm. Yeah, see, the priest knew what I was doing. He was getting ready. So attack of 3. There's -2. So it's only an attack of 1. 1 damage for that guard. He's halfway through his health. Don't you love when it happens? But at least, oh, and I do gain an experience for that. At least I do disarm him, which means his turn now is just skipped. Oh, sorry, he is going to gain that. Do I want to move, or do I want to shield up? I feel like the move is important. And what she could do is just back up so that they attack somewhere else. The problem with this is that stupid guard is in the way. Man, we might as well just use it. Let's use it honestly and hope for the best. This is just terrible, guys. All right, now it's the Algox guard's turn. It's going to gain a shield this round. So I'll leave this kind of here to remind myself if I make an attack against him. It's going fast and I can't do anything now. I can't make an attack. I could... Yeah, there's like nothing here that I can really do. Sap speed and power leak. I could make a move of 7, but that would burn the card. And over here, it doesn't get to do too much. So I think what I'm going to do is, man, that's a +1 on a 3. He could easily die too. I don't know what to do here, guys. I guess hope for the best with the banner spear and don't give any damage to him. So I'd like to move him, but I'm going to keep him where he's standing and just give him 1 for Rambler. Man, that is super frustrating. That was the most important. Okay, Deathwalker, here we go. So Deathwalker could easily go around, but she could also easily die. She does have more cards than the other 2, however. She starts with 11, and then the other 2 start with 10 cards. So maybe she can burn a card if it gets really disgusting. I don't know. I really don't want to move too far with her either, do I? I could jump, like go over to the logs over here and maybe stand on the log and then make an attack against that. It would only be an attack of 2, however. But I would also be able to like poison this guy, like go over here. Sorry, let me show you what I got. Lingering Rot. It's a move of 3 and a poison, an adjacent. I'm not going to use it for the top ability. So the top ability would just be Strength of the Abyss. I just saw it's an attack 2. It's not going to get any stronger this round. So in this room, most likely. So I'm just going to use it. And so I'd make an attack 2 here or an attack 2 there. Yeah, let's keep with the idea that hope the banner spear does not die from that shot, but it has 2 chances of it dying out of the deck. But that can be said about anybody because it's going to do 6 damage. Okay, well, I'm not going to move. I'm going to use this to just kind of dance around, go back and forth, and then poison the guard. Guard is now poisoned, and then make an attack of 2 on him with a +0 with a +1, so that is 3 damage. It's now up to 6, 7, 8. It just needs 2 more damage and then it's dead. I did not want it to be lingering around this long. Now it's the archer's turn. It's not going to move and it will be making an attack. And it's a -1. And it's a -1. -2 more because of deflecting maneuver. And now we're at, let's see here, it was 3, 4 from power shot. -2, -1, so it's only 1 damage. I'll take that. Not too excited about it, but I'll take. Oh, I forgot about the venom shiv. Okay, so -1 more damage there. See, I put it right in front of me and then I forgot about it. Okay. That's it for round 2. Man, that is not going well. Not going well for me at all. This guard is, I mean, it's not really the guard, it's just that priest. The priest is always the jerk, right? Shaman. That's what they were called, shamans before. Now they're called priests. I don't know why they made that change. I feel like shaman makes more sense, even in the Algox sense. Yeah, shaman makes way more sense than priest. I wonder why that change happened. Okay, that's it for round 2. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go fast again. Yeah, we're gonna have to go fast again with Skald. That's going to remove the last one, which means he's gonna have to go slow in the next round, in round 4 or something. All right, let's go ahead and see what happens in round 3. I was gonna go to bed, but I can't go to bed like that. It's pretty late, but man, what a horrible 2 first rounds, huh? Okay. We're gonna breathe. We're gonna get through this, guys. We are gonna get through it. All right. So I have first the blink blade going at 20, and I am going to change this up again. I am just going to show the 2 cards because I'm just getting too messy here. So we have blurry jab and temporal displacement. I am getting desperate, very desperate. So we're going to use the top of blurry jab for an attack 3, 4 with wound, and we gain some experience. That's going to be onto the Algox guard. That should be enough to kill it because he's also poisoned and he'll gain a wound from it. Then temporal displacement, because we're going fast, we can use that attack 3 at range 2, 1, 2 against that priest. Okay, it sounds like a good plan, right? Sounds like a good plan. Okay, and that's at 20. Then at 24, we're going to go with the Deathwalker. Hell, dark fog to move that shadow right there. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't really matter, but up to 5 hexes. We're going to send it towards the archer. And then Fluid Knight, top ability is attack 5. Perform the attack as if you were occupying a hex with a shadow, then remove the shadow. Yes, that removes the only shadow that we have on the board, but we're getting desperate. We're getting desperate. I do have the Boots of Speed. If I'm extremely desperate, I can make her go at 14 instead of 24. And at 25, this poor Helene is we're going to be regrouping. Heal 2, regenerate. That's just going to go on herself. Then we're going to summon a reinforcement at all costs. That reinforcement is going to go right here, so that if any attacks come to her, they're going to be getting the reinforcement instead, at least first. And then she should be able to, excuse me, she should be able to heal for a couple rounds because she's not going to be getting hit. That's the ideal thing here. Let's see, Frosthaven, screw me over. Close in at 32. That's after everybody else, but before the guard. And the guard is 50, nothing special. I'll take it. Does it go before or after? I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And then the priest, 89, finally, but it's going to heal all of its allies within range 1, and then bless himself. And then bless himself. Let's make sure that does not happen. Blink Blade. Do I want to go first with... I could use the Boots of Speed now. That would mean that she goes first. That's not really worth... No. Because I could change it up and go after something else. So we'll go with Scald first. Let's use that blurry jab right away onto the what's it called? The guard there. We pulled a +0, so that's 3. Make it 4 and wound and gain an experience. I hope I haven't been missing any experience. I don't think I have. And a wound. That's an attack of 4, 5, because he's also poisoned. That kills that guard. Finally. Throw him in the trash. So that means that guard can just be pulled out of the initiative. Nothing special goes up to here. 0. Okay. Now that's the scary one. Oh, you're kidding. The ×2. So that Frosthaven taketh, but then giveth immediately. 3 × 2 is 6. Oh, sorry, because he's poisoned. That is a 4 × 2 is 8. That 2 shield is not going to be enough to kill, to save him this time. Thank you, Scald. I think he was extremely angry from being disarmed in that last round. That was absolutely killer, because we probably would have seen this same type of, we would have seen that same outcome last round, and we wouldn't have been so close to dying. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, guys. That priest is now gone too. So now all we have to deal with is that pesky archer that's way too far away. Hey, now we can see everybody. Let's do that still. We're going to send our shadow. Go 1, 2, 3 hexes away with dark fog. And we're going to make an attack 5 and then remove the shadow, gaining an experience and also increasing darkness on the thing up there. What? Okay. ×2, that's dead. Can't believe that just happened. I'm so happy that I did not go to bed, and I decided to stay here and deal with this instead. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Oh, those archers are gone. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm obviously going to use regroup to heal 2 for, oops, other way. That's 5. We're going to gain a regenerate. Oh, regenerate and disarm look pretty similar. So every round will now gain 1. Ooh, she just killed an enemy, so we need to put 1 on pacifist. That is to remind me, I don't know if anyone else does that, but that's just to remind me that she's killed something. That's okay. I'm really happy that she killed that. And I'm really happy that I pulled 2 times 2s in 1 round as well. Regroup for Helene. And then do we bring in the reinforcement? We can still bring in the reinforcement to here or here. It doesn't really matter. Oh, I think that's a new rule. I'm pretty sure we can now summon into a space that has a loot token in it. I'll get back on that here in a second, but I want to finish my thought. Do we want to summon that reinforcement? It does have a move of 2. So one of the new rules as well in Frosthaven is that summons can follow you if there's no targets for them to focus on. So we could, for instance, just go, like if we're standing here and there's nobody, no enemies for them to focus on, and it was back here, it could move towards you until it's adjacent to you. I don't think it continued to move around you in any way, but it moves towards you. Do I do that, or do I just move 2 and pick up some loot? I think I want to actually bring him in. Let's bring him in, because I've got some movement, and I actually have these really cool like grant allies to move. So let's just bring him in. That gives me an extra experience. Whoops, got to make him active. I'm going to put him here. It really doesn't matter where I put him. You know what? I think it does. No, I'm going to leave him off the loot. So if somebody wants to go pick that up, yeah. And this gets picked off the map too. Okay. All right, guys. Wow. That was way better. That was a phenomenal round. 4. Is it 3 or 4? I want to say it's 4. All right. That was a great round. I'm glad I can actually go to bed now, happy, and come back to this fresh tomorrow or another time, and finish the scenario then. So, yeah, I got some shuffling to do, some admin, of course. All that's going to be off camera, and then we'll come back with round 5. Before I did want to make sure that it does say here that tokens are not overlay tiles, and that overlay tiles on a hex is considered to have a feature. It is only empty when it is featureless and unoccupied, meaning that there's no figure on it as well. Tokens are not overlay tiles, thus loot tokens do not stop you from summoning onto that hex, which was the case in Gloomhaven, and I remember that was one of the changes in this game. So now you can't use tokens, tokens, I guess, loot tokens, as ways of stopping enemies from summoning. which does make this game slightly more difficult, I think, than Gloomhaven, because it was pretty easy to just pin an enemy into a corner as long as there were some loot tokens around them. They weren't able to do their most powerful abilities of summoning because there were no empty hexes around them. But that's not the case in Frosthaven. Okay, round 5. All right, coming into round 4, there's a couple things that I did not do in the last round, which isn't impacting anything at all except for Rambler. We have Skuld did not move in the last round, so I have to do this again, which means he can only do this one more time. I need to be a little more careful about this. I knew what I knew that I was doing it. I just forgot to put the little token on. And then of course I'm going slow with him for this round. It really doesn't, I mean, I can only go slow because I didn't have any tokens on there. But it doesn't matter. There's no enemies on here. And it really doesn't matter what I'm doing here. Let's maybe put this over here. Basically, all we're doing is everyone's going to pick up some loot. And then in the next round, we're going to walk toward the door. So we're kind of taking our time. Let's see here. We have 28 for Hell with Black Barrage and Eclipse. Eclipse, we're going to use that for the move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's going to end her turn there. And then her attack, well, there's no targets for Black Barrage, so we just won't be able to use it. However, we do have these 2 tokens, so we get to draw 2 cards. Let's see what those are. First is some money and lumber. Good. Okay. Whoops. We're only going to get the 1 lumber from this. We're not going to get the 2 because we're a 3-player. But that's a start. And it's a good start. We're getting some money out of that too. Then 66 for Skuld. We have a move 1 on top because we're going slow. That's a move 2 for this kinetic transfer. -1, we're going to use that to just move over that. This also brings in ice. I don't really, whatever. That's not going to be very helpful anyway, but we'll do it. And then the bottom ability of Drive Recharge, a heal 2 with a regenerate. So we'll take the heal 2 and a regenerate. Regenerate's not going to do anything because he's already at full health now, which is 8. Then we go, the city guard, of course, had a turn, but it doesn't have anything to do. Well, it never has anything to do as part of the rules. Then we go to 83, Unbreakable Wall, and set for the charge. I don't know why I chose the initiative that way, but oh well. We got to move 4. Unfortunately, okay, so there's no, oh, whoops. Let's do that real quick. Just 1 coin for Skuld. Then, what I was trying to say was our reinforcement here, there's no targets, so we can optionally move it toward us, ourselves, which is Helene. Helene is already adjacent, and even if she was back here, I wouldn't want it to move that way. So I'd rather, it has to stay where it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll end our turn on that one and pull a token. Please don't let it, it is lumber. I'll take it, but I was kind of hoping that all of the lumber would go into her pile. Now, I do have a thought here, and of course we can't use unbreakable wall. There's nothing for him to do, her to do. We could drop at all costs at this time and then bring it in the next turn, or not in the next turn, but in a future turn when we're in this next room over here. That's kind of a good idea. At first I was thinking no, because of what her abilities are in the next round. We have combined effort coming up, which is move 2 and then grant 2 allies within 2. Well, instead of moving 2, because then we'll say, okay, move, and the reinforcement would have a movement of 2. So then it would go, 1, 2, and then we, instead of moving, we can just say move 2 more in the next round. But I kind of like the idea of bringing it back and getting some experience, and we can make sure that it's in a place that we want it to be in this next room. So I'm going to do that. This gets discarded. It does not get burned. There's no burn icon down here. So we get to discard that and we'll bring it in the next round. Okay, so that's it for that round. We'll make sure to end this round. We'll go into round 5. There's nothing really difficult to say about this round. Oh, that's right. Going back 1 second, Helene does have regenerate, so I'm going to go up 1. Now, I'm just going to pick the fastest card for both of them, for all 3 of them, that is, and we're going to go slow, of course, with our Rambler Skald, and yes, and then we have an option here. I'll probably use Call of Doom so that I can bring darkness in, and that's really all I can do. I can't use Sunless Apparition because I don't have a shadow on the map. So what I'll do is I'll just leave that one, for a future round. Okay, so everyone has their cards. We're just going to do this really quickly because there's no reason to. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make her go late, as late as possible. You'll see here in a minute. That's the only change I'm going to do. First, we're going up. Get off the map. First is Hell at 14. Move 3 and then increase darkness. 1, 2. Okay, and increase darkness. I'm actually thinking now it does not matter because we're going to be taking a long rest before we open up this door. We're not going to use Anger of the Dead. So let me just move everybody as far as I can. This is a move of 3, cascading reaction. And then everybody gets a +1, only on a fast move. And nothing else happens up here because we're going slow. So we do get a movement of 3. Let's do this. You'll see here in a minute. Because now I'm going to use combined effort for Helene. We get to move 2. I'm just going to move the 1, 2. If I stay here, then nobody's actually going to be able to get past me. So what I'll do is this, and there's nothing else she can do. And then we'll have you go 1, 2, Hell, so that at least we have 2 ready to go into the door coming up soon. Now everybody is going to be taking a long rest in round 6. Ice or frost is gone, darkness is down. And since it's a long rest, regeneration happened as well. We'll get all of our cards back. I'm going to do all of that off camera Sorry, this has been a little confusing maybe, but everything I'm doing off camera makes sense. So I'm going to get all of our cards back, choose one to lose, get our items back, and then I'll be right back for the long rest for everybody. Okay, so I've gone through everyone. Everyone has their items back that were exhausted, and actually everyone is at full health, which is good going into that last room. And in this case, regeneration for Helene has helped out quite a bit. I think she got 3 health just from that, I believe. So that's pretty good. That's really good. And yes, okay. So we're all set to go for this next round here. Oh, by the way, you might be noticing something different, something very, very different. This map, I got sick of trying to pick up cards. I don't know, I have some really blunted fingernails, I guess. I cannot, for the life of me, pick up a card from a flat surface. I don't know why, but yeah, anyway. So I have one of these big mats for another game. It's a map for the game. And I just flipped it over so we don't have to look at the map. And in this way, everything's actually now pops a little bit better. So I like this quite a bit. It also cuts down on some glare too. As I said before, this is a learning experience, and maybe in a couple scenarios or maybe 10 scenarios, I'm hoping that production, the quality of the production increases substantially. So hang in there, guys. Hang in there. Okay, anyway, let's go through the cards that I've decided to drop for everyone. First is Combined Effort. Yeah, this is a good card, but I see so much potential in the other cards that I'm okay with letting this one go for now. So maybe it's a mistake, but I see so much more potential. Yeah, that one wounds, and this is going to be an interesting attack for shielded enemies like the pesky priest. But I have other ways of wounding, so I'm going to. Maybe she doesn't, but somebody else does. Skull is dropping overdrive. That top ability looks really good, and I'd really like to use it, but I don't think I really need it for this particular scenario. So I'm going to drop it now. That bottom ability looks like it's good, but I don't see it yet. So we're dropping it. I think it's one of his slower cards too. So, and then finally for Hell, getting rid of Strength of the Abyss. It's a pretty strong attack if there's a lot of shadows on the map, and I don't have any shadows on the map yet, but we're gonna change that. And then at the bottom there, during each of your move or attack abilities, you can remove 1 shadow and increase that. That sounds great. That sounds really great. I'm not going to be looking to use it for this particular scenario. Again, I see potential in these cards. It's always difficult to get rid of one. I feel like I like short resting more than long resting because it just rips the Band-Aid off and I don't have to choose. Maybe I'm one of those people. So all the items are back. Everybody healed from that. And that's it. Okay. We're going into round 7 now. Darkness is gone again, as I was expecting. But we're up at the door, and Skuld is back here. Let's open up this door for sure, and see about It seems to me that because we have all these again, that this is one big room. That was the case in the previous scenario, so we don't have any other doors. So I'm assuming that this is one big room. I think it's a pretty good assumption. Okay, let's open up that door in round 7. Okay, so we're going to be going super early at 6 with Helene. Set for the charge and javelin. We'll move in with 4 and then throw a javelin in someone's face, bringing in air. That should do some good damage. Let me real quickly put this somewhere. That's better. Okay. Then at 66, we have Scald, kinetic transfer for a move of 4. We're going slow this round because there's no reason to go fast, I guess. It is a -1, so I'm only going to be able to move 3. So 1, 2, 3 into where the space where Helene is. And then we're going to use drive recharge to get ready. We'll gain 2 more. That will put him up to 4 time tokens. Ward, put a blessing on him as well. And then really late is Hell at 86. We're going to use Eclipse for that top ability after, which is a burn, but we're also bringing in Darkness. And we're going to be using Shadow Steps bottom ability of 6, move 6, and then place another one in a hex that you're. So this is kind of a big turn. There's not a lot of attacks, but it's a lot of prep for what we're about to see in this last room. So Eclipse and Shadow Step is burning 2 cards for her. So we're burning 3 cards total just for Hell and Scald. So let's see what's behind this door really quick. We do have regeneration for both Scald and Helene, but they're both at full health anyway. So as I said, let's get that move 4. We'll open up that door right now. That's a movement of 1. I'm going to set this up really quickly and then come right back. You run inside the gate, and the breadth of destruction becomes quickly apparent. The town has been sacked. Smoke burns your eyes. What structures still stand are bright with fire, and the rest smolder their flames like black, torched skeletons. And all about the wreckage howl the Algox, celebrating their victory in an unrecognizable language. Wow. This is going to be tough. But honestly, what was I expecting for the first scenario of Frosthaven? This is quite an ordeal here. We have an elite guard with 2 normals back there. We have an elite archer with 2 normals over here. And I mean, I guess the one silver lining is that we just have this one normal priest. We do have to kind of watch out for the 3 normal city guards in the back here. So this and those 2 are impassable. The rest of these piles of rubble are just difficult terrain. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loots. That is a lot of stuff to handle in this next room. Let me set up the camera here real quickly and make sure everybody's facing the camera as well. And I'll start pulling the abilities for the enemies in the room, and then we can finally decide what we're going to do about this. Okay, if that's not a mess, then yeah, I don't know what is. We do still have to finish up her turn. Let's see what they're doing. First is the archer going at 29 shoot foot. Okay, so they're going to try and stop someone. That's at 29. The Algox archer, let's see here, 6, 66, and 86. So sneaking in behind you. The guards are going at 35. Throwing axe, that means they're going to be throwing or using a ranged attack. That's also putting them before the blink. But I knew they were going to kind of go late anyway. But and tend to the calm. They're just going to move towards us and then heal somebody that I've already damaged. Yeah, and they're going before anyway. Whoops. So Algox priest is going to be going before the archers. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So what do we want to attack first? I think in this point, I don't even know if we can see. Let me see you a little bit. I think we want to hit this archer. That's my thought, because it's the furthest away from the priest. The priest could go 1, 2, 3, and then it can't reach the archer. Everyone else is doing a ranged attack though, and where she's standing is kind of in the way, but that's a range 5. The throwing axe is only a range 2, and it's a movement of -1. The guards have a movement of 3, so they move 2, like 1, 2, for instance, and then a range of 2, just 1 and then a range of 2. This one back here, we won't get hit from 1, 2, and then a range of 2. So from where we're standing, we're going to be taking a ton of damage. So it seems to me that we need to get away from this, right? Oh, this one will actually start going that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This isn't looking so good anymore, is it? We do have 3 more move points. Do we think, I mean, it's an attack of 3. Do we think we can kill something? No, the archer has 7 health. I mean, luckily they're attacking for 3. The shoot foot is a minus attack, -1, and the other attack is a +0. So it's not like their attacks are horrible, but the guard has the elite guard here has an attack of 5. I don't know, guys. I mean, what would you do in this situation? I feel like what I need to do is get away and just let them pound on that guard, and then deal with the consequences of it dying. It's unfortunate. I really wanted that air, but even if I make an attack, that priest is going to be moving up and healing. So I think it's a wash, guys. I'm going to get back. 1, 2, 3. That seems pretty stupid to me, but I'm almost certain if I go up there, I only have this 1 heater shield. If they all pull 0s, that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage. 14, 15 damage. So I'm out of there. I have to do that. Darn. Okay, well, that's what I do. They're going to kill that. At least it has some shield, so we can use it as our meat shield for now. Tend to the clan. So it's going to move 3, or sorry, +1, but it is, it's a move of 2, so 1, 2. And then heal somebody for 3. There's nobody to heal, so that turn is ending. The archer then goes shoot foot. This does not have line of sight because this hex does not have line of sight on that hex because there's a wall there. This to here, like this does not give a line of sight. So because it's to the left of that, then this also does not have line of sight. I do see that there's also I think you can go from any corner, but you can also go from the center. I don't know how much that would change. It might change it a couple rare occasions, but line of sight did change it ever so slightly. But I know that this one still is out of sight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has a range of 5, so we're not going to be dealing with that. Interesting. Something that, since range is now only ever on the ability cards, elites will not have more range than the normals. Okay. So shoot foot. This one doesn't see anything. This one would go first anyway, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's number 4. That's number 3, so it makes an attack here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So it makes an attack onto this one with a -1. Oops. So times 2. It pulls the times 2. So that's an attack of 4. -1 is 3. Times 2 is 6. Jeez. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't stand there then. That is 6 damage -2. That's 4 more damage onto this poor guy. He only has 7 health, and he's already down 5. They do have a movement. Oh, well, if that's the case, then this guy would move first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he does. But this one goes first. 1, 2, 3, 4. It does have line of sight. That's perfectly through that doorway. And come on, dude. Like, I really, really need you. Okay. Oh, I don't know if you can see. Times 2. -1 is what he just pulled here. So a -1 with a -1 is 3, 2, 1. It does not get through that shield. Okay. Next is this one. It will go right here. Now it has line of sight because it's to the right. It can connect to this corner here. So because it can connect to this corner from that corner through the doorway, it has line of sight. I don't like it, but it does. Now it can attack again. That's another -1, which means that we don't get any more damage. This guy is finally helping us. The archers are done. And now here comes the punishment, a throwing axe with a movement of -1. The Algox guards, elite and normals, have a movement of 3. So now they have a movement of 2. And it has a range of 2. So this one goes 1, 2, throws an axe through that door. Okay, another -1, but I don't think it's going to matter. It has an attack of 5, so that's 4, and it now takes -2 because of the shield, and that's 2 damage. It's now dead. Man, okay. Sorry, dude. That was the elite. Now we have this one back here is going to go this way, make an attack against that guard with a +1, and that's 3, 4, -2, that's 2 damage on number 4. Number 4. That guy's dead. Darn. And then finally, which way is this guy gonna go? Number 4 guard, normal Algox guard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's also going to go backwards. Maybe that's our saving grace, I guess, because now those guys are splitting a little bit, but we're not going to see an attack from him. That's Algox guard. Whew. That was painful, guys. That was horrible. Yeah. Okay, they've killed one. They're looking like they're going to be killing another one. Now it's our turn to finally get in this room and make some attacks. Going at 66 is the Blink Blade Scald. We're finally going kinetic transfer. We're going to use that as a move 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to burn this to grab 2 more time tokens. Let's put those on his thing. And then a ward, which is huge actually for what we're facing. Speaking of huge, and a blessing. Where are those? And a blessing, which looks like that. So we're going to throw that into his deck. I'll shuffle that in after. That is burned, so we don't see that card again. But that's going to be worth it. Now we can move fast 4 times in a row, and we have a ward when we walk into that room. Last but not least is Hell, our Deathwalker Eclipse. Oh, we're going to do it the other way. We're going to use this move 6 shadow step and then bring in a shadow and then place 3 more shadows and hexes within 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe this is a good place. Maybe that's a good place. But I don't want her to just jump in there and die. But I feel like since we can put these in at 3 hexes away, we want to go 1, 2, 3. Maybe that's far enough. And then we'll bring 1 in for her. Actually, let's go a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since we know that throwing axe is not coming back up, that's burned. That's going to go underneath her, that shadow. And then let's bring in 3 more and increase darkness. And that's also burned. 3 more. And I want to put these either in hexes where they're standing or as close to them as possible. So let's put 1 here. They can go up to 3 away. 1, 2, 3, that'll go right underneath you. And maybe 1 under you. 1, 2, 3. That one's a good place. Okay. And 1 underneath you. Okay. So now we have 4 on the map. and 4 shadows, that is. And she just burned 2 cards. We need to, we need to, as I said, you know, like we did it up here already. Desperate measures are called now. So let me shuffle that blessing in. We're going to be going fast in round 8 with Scald, our Blink Blade, and then, I mean, I hope kill some enemies. At this point, Pacifist for Hell is the least of my priorities. We need to get in this room. We need to be destructive quickly. I guess it's good that these 2 have walked away from us, but we still have 5 enemies in front of us that need to be dealt with as soon as possible. And as because they pulled that ×2, we do need to shuffle that back in there too. So let's see how I'm going to pull this together in round 8. So we'll be going as early, not really as early as I can in this round, but early-ish. Everyone's going before 30, and the idea is try to go earlier than everyone, and if we can't, then, well, it's going to hurt. Okay, so 19, we're going 19 first with Scald, with Cascading Reaction and Hit and Run. And my thought with this is, so I'll put you top. My thought with this is we're going to use Hit and Run just as a moved 2 default. 1, 2, maybe. That won't really matter because we're going to use this top ability to attack 3, then move 3 and attack 3, and we're going to wound 2 different enemies. We're going to go for attacking both of them. The big guy here, the elite Algox guard, and the normal archer. That will give a couple experience as well, and attack 3s on both of them. I'm hoping that's, maybe I pull that blessing. Maybe I pull the blessing and the ×2. Unfortunately, it's a burned card, but I need to be aggressive here. I do also have a poison dagger, so I'll probably be using that on the big guy there. Then 25 is the banner spear. Helene, this is just in case. Otherwise, I'm going to use it as a attack 2. But I needed to use an early card, but I had to go after him after Scald. So I've got the 25 was the best I could do. Regroup just for the default attack 2. Unless he gets hit, then I will give him some health back. Tip of the spear, I need that move 4. This really sucks that I had to pull her back, but if I didn't, she would have died. Or worse, maybe burn a bunch of cards to make sure she didn't die, and that's not a really good place to be opening up door number 1. Then at 28 is the Deathwalker Hell. Black Barrage, I do have Darkness ready. I'll make an attack of 3 at range 5 with experience, and I'm going to place another one of those shadows. So I only have 1 left, so all 5 of them will be on the board, and we're going to see some crazy stuff from her in the future, I think. Lots of burning cards here in our very near future. So let's see what they're doing and how they're going to absolutely destroy all of my plans. Okay, draining speed. So somebody is not moving. That's going to be, man, a move of -1 though. A priest only has 1 movement, so it's not going to be able to do that. Yes, awesome. Okay, so draining speed. Kind of run out of room over here. I guess I'll put it over there. That puts them at the top. We're not going to see it. That's awesome. Priest is done. Guard going at 50. Nothing special. I'll take it. going before the city guard. It doesn't really matter. And then the archer is going at 31, also nothing special. So how is that going to change everything? I don't have to worry about you. Good. But you are going to move a little closer, which is a good thing. Maybe I'll be making attacks against both of them instead of them. Then the nothing special from the archer, which is 31, is going after all of us. But before the guard. Okay. Okay. So we kind of lucked out here. We lucked out. We did. We don't have to worry about these two big guys back there. We have to worry about 3 incoming attacks from them, which is 4, 3, 3. One is going to be here. One's going to be against him. Probably 2 against Skald, but he does have ward. And yeah, and that's it. We won't have to worry too much about that incoming damage. The worst one is this one is an attack of 5 plus 0. That could be pretty devastating. So Algox Priest first. Draining speed, we already know it's -1 to the move. And because it is a normal, it only has 2 movement points, so 1. It has a range of 3. 1, 2, 3. Nobody. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, right there. Yep, that's what's happening. I'm okay with that. That's a -1, and I'm definitely okay with that. That's attack 3 -1. That's 2 damage. Maybe I'm not too okay with that. Oh, she's going to be taking an attack from that one too. So, yeah, that's your turn, Priest. Okay, Blink Blade. Let's see some crazy stuff here, please. Some ×2s would be great. Let's use that where hit and run is just for the default move of 2. So 1, 2, doesn't really matter how far we move in. We do want to be between both of them, I think. That's it for hit and run. And then cascading reaction, an attack 3, but because we're going fast, and I did remove that token, it also incurs a wound. So let's make the first attack against this guy. -1. Darn. 2 damage onto number 1, Algox Guard. 2 down, 13 to go. Oh, but he is wounded. And that's going to be coming in right away. Wounded, Algox Guard. Yeah, right there. These things super handy. But it's not going to work this time, is it? I get tweezers to play war games, and it comes in handy for these tiny little pieces here. Okay, now on move 3, I'm just going to squish into there. Maybe that's not a great idea. Nope, that's a fantastic idea. And we're going to make the other attack against the Algox Priest. Come on, baby. Oh, ×2. ×2, buddy. So that's 6 damage. We do get 1, 2 XP out of that. And another wound going on to you. And 6 damage. Now it does have a shield. So that's 5 damage. But I will take that any day. It only needs 2 more damage to die. Priest is number 1. 2 more damage to die because it has 7 health. So it has 1 more round. If I decide to never attack it again, it has 1 more round, and unless it heals itself, then it will die the next round. That was worth it. That was worth it. That's gone, burned forever. 25. Well, nobody needs healing. Well, we don't need healing. I guess this guy back here could use some healing, but we are way too far away for that. Barely see him. He's going to be surrounded here soon. So we're going to use that as an attack too, but we're going to use this move 4 first. 1, 2, 3. Now. Yep. And 4. We really do need to move into this room now. So let's use this default 2 attack against big dude there with a -1. So just 1 damage onto that guard. I'm just not even feeling it. Not feeling what's happening around him. That's Helene. Now we're on to Hell. Let's place 1 more. She can't move. I didn't put the token on, but she cannot move. I've remembered that. I wasn't planning on moving her anyway, so I didn't really care too much. We get to put a shadow within 2. Let's put it here, I think. Is that really the best place for it? Yep. That's it for that. And then an attack of 3 because we're consuming the darkness from last turn. 2, make it 3 at range 5, also giving an experience. Let's do that before I forget. And I kind of want to just continue the barrage against that elite. So let's do that. Oh, I forgot that poison dagger. I said I wanted to use it, and I did want to use it, but I'm going to go back on this, guys. I'm sorry that I'm doing this. I don't. I said I was going to do it. I did, and then I forgot to do it because I always forget about it. That is going there, which means he does take 1 more damage. Now that's an attack of 3. Make it 4. Make it 5 because of the +1 modifier. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5 because he's poisoned. So 5 more damage. Let's see here. 3, 4, 5. That's going to put him at 9 damage total. I'm going to fix this up really quickly. There we go. 9 damage onto that guard. Man, the tweezers honestly really come in handy. But as I said, I use them for other games. I didn't buy it for this game. And he's wounded, so that means he's going to have 10 damage, just 5 more damage in the next round, and we'll be able to handle it. Says we, who's about to get pummeled. Nothing special from the archer. Let's move Deathwalker up, archers up. So this one, no, sorry, you're up first. 1, 2, 3. He's going to be attacking Skald first. Is the focus because Skald went earliest. Let's see, a +1. So it has an attack of 4, 5. When you are attacked, before drawing the attack modifier, I didn't do this. I'm going to not do it this time because I drew the modifier first, but I will do it for the next one. I have the ward anyway, so I probably wouldn't have done that. If it is an attack 5, that's cut in half. That's 2.5 minus 2, rounded down, puts it to just 2 damage. which is not good. Next is number 2 here. Oh man, he's gonna get attacked by that one too. Do I use the leather armor now? Because if I use the leather armor now, there's a much bigger attack coming. If it pulls, what's the worst that can happen? It can pull it's attack 3, it can pull it times 2, and then he's dead. Could pull a +2. It looks like I'm going to be burning a card here for him. Let's use the leather armor for this attack right now. So yeah, +2 or or times 2. Jeez Louise. Okay, well that sucks. That means he's not going to be burning anything. What's the thing? He's going to take 5 damage from that. I don't want to burn a card now, because if I burn a card for this attack, then yeah, nothing special. If I burn a card for this attack, and then he gets attacked by this in the next round, and it's just as bad, then he's going to, I have to burn another card. So we take that damage, just take it. This one has to back up and then attacks her with, let me get situated here, with a miss. Now that would have been a good one for the next attack from him. But we don't take any damage for the, for hell. That's a plus, nothing special, all over, somewhat nothing special. And then some more nothing special. Let's see what that elite does to poor, oh, he takes a damage first. So I'm gonna take this big 10 and put it on the board there. Yeah, not too excited about this. That's a +1, so I do have to take, I mean, I guess whatever it was going to be, I have to burn a card, because this is an attack of 5, make it 6. So I do have to draw or discard, burn a card for this. Temporal displacement, I think, has to go. From where he's standing is not a good place, so we're going to have him move, and that bottom ability is not good for move. Temporal displacement top is good for moving, but I don't want him to move and then not attack, so that's gone. Yikes. Yikes, yikes. Okay. Let's see here. That's the end of the turn. Oh, no, it's not. We've got guys back here. Number 2 goes first. He's going to move up and then make an attack. That's a -1. Their attack is 3, -1 is 2. They have 2 shield. And then let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one actually does want to start moving towards us again. It has a move of 3. So 1, 2, 3. That seems fair, right? Yep, I think that's as fair as it's going to get. Okay, I see what's happening here for an upcoming turn, for this upcoming round, but that seems like the best place for it. I'm not trying to put it in a place for it to be the best for me. I just so happened to move there. Okay, that's it for this round, round 8. Let's see what I can do in round 9 to really keep this all together. We do have a problem with Skuld here. So either he has to sing his swan song and then die, or get out of there and let our banner spear actually be a protector for once. Okay, let's see in round 9.